MMA on the rise here at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina for Fight Lab 26. I'm here with the Fight Tech Paul Boo and the Master of Cool Kevin Ferrant.
Tonight's event's going to feature a 155-pound title match with Tony Tan battling Cody Wells and a highly anticipated professional debut of Nick the Vanilla Gorilla Smith against Chris Kirkpatrick.
It's going to be a great night of fights. Make sure to stay tuned. MMA on the rise.
This fight is brought to you by Any Lab Test Now. All the best fighters get their blood working. Any Lab Test Now.
Over 150 convenient locations. Fighter panels include HIV, hepatitis B and C.
Only $89. No doctor's orders needed. In and out 15 minutes.
Fighting is in your blood. Make sure nothing else is. Tom Ziegler with MMA on the Rise. Coming up next, we have our main event of the evening from Fight Lab 26 at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the highly anticipated pro debut of Nick the Vanilla Gorilla Smith versus the ground specialist, young and talented pro, Chris Kirkpatrick. The crowd was packed. Get ready for fireworks.
Robert Kirkpatrick.
MMA on the Rise here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Coyote Joe's for Fight Lab 26. This is our main event of the evening. Christopher Robert Kirkpatrick making his way to the cage.
Very highly anticipated fight here. Nick Smith making his pro debut, going against a very tough Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick is fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Very, very reputable camp. Training partner with Derek Brunson. He's coming to us with a professional record of 1 win, 1 loss. His last fight was a loss against a very tough Stephen Montgomery at a Quest for Glory championship down in Greenville, South Carolina.
Tom Ziegler, Paul Boo, Kevin Ferrant, cage side. We're going to get a good look at Kirkpatrick as he enters the cage. Big 170-pounder right there.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick looks like he put on quite a bit of muscle since the last time I seen him fight as an amateur against Michael Lale.
Yeah, he's a very big kid. He's got a tall order in front of him with Nick Smith. Nick Smith is a very, very, very strong athletic fighter.
Yeah, Nick Smith, a big 170er himself.
Corner. Bring to me, Nick Smith. 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 Bring to me,
going to get a good look at Nick the Vanilla Gorilla Smith. Certainly no nickname better suited for a fighter than that one. Big 170-pounder, walks around naturally at about 200 pounds, makes the cut down to 170. Big, intense fighter. You hear the crowd, 16150. Nick Smith, I'd say he's the general of 16150 Nation.
Yeah, 16150 represents Highway 16 and Highway 150, where they intersect, where a couple guys grew up as friends, and they grew up together, and it's kind of grown into a whole sort of, you know, this, like you said, a 16150 Nation. It's really grown in popularity, and it's just sort of a fight gang, I guess you could say, in a sense. There's, you know, they have a lot of merchandise, T-shirts and stuff that they sell.
Yeah, Nick is just 27 years old, fights out of Renegade Fighting Systems in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nick has got an 8-2 record. You know what impresses me most about Nick is that his last 9 fights were title fights as an amateur. So he's got a lot of title fighting experience as an amateur. That really helps prepare you to get to the next step as a professional, because in North Carolina you're fighting 5 4-minute rounds in amateur title fights. That's more minutes than a pro fight, 3 5-minute rounds.
Right. He's definitely been in there for, he's got a lot of cage experience, even though this is his pro debut. He has a lot of experience. Like we talked about, he's a big 170er, very good, strong wrestling background. Honestly, though, Kirkpatrick looks to be the bigger of the two. Kirkpatrick is a very big athletic kid, and you know, this is probably one of the bigger guys that Nick has fought at this weight class. Nick used to fight at a heavier weight class early in his amateur career.
Before they even get in the cage, I'm eyeing it up, and Kirkpatrick does appear to be bigger than Nick Smith, which you don't see very often. Nick Smith, highly anticipated pro debut. Again, we mentioned the extensive amateur record. Former 170-pound Fight Lab champion. His last fight, last amateur fight, his final amateur fight, he actually was a no contest, I believe, Kevin.
Yeah, he took an illegal knee to the head in amateur rules in North Carolina. There's no knees to the head. He went in for a shot, and his opponent, Tim McCavitt, threw out a knee and almost knocked him out cold. And Nick wasn't able to finish the fight, and it was ruled a no contest. Well, could have been a disqualification, but the referee thought it was inadvertent.
Well, he's going to have to worry about knees to the head tonight, as well as kicks to the head and elbows. Pro rules this time, so we'll see if Nick Smith can adjust to that tonight, making his pro debut.
Yeah, North Carolina uses a unified rule system, which allows elbows to the head and body, as long as it's not a 12-6 downward spiking elbow, knees to the head and body. So it could have been sort of a blessing in disguise taking that knee in his last fight, just to make him aware that that knee can come now that he's going pro.
Little wake-up call.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it was a legal knee at the time, I'm sure he made adjustments in his training camp to deal with it.
The crowd very pro Nick Smith as he enters the cage.
He's definitely the hometown favorite here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coyote Jones, this is the main event of the evening. This fight is brought to you by Split Lip Fightwear, Lion Plus Heart, MS Morgan Construction Company, Brio's Tuscan Grill, Fuel Pizza and Monster Energy Drink, and is presented to you by Fight Lab Promotion. Coyote Jones, are you ready? Now, let's meet the contestants. First, standing to my left, this young man is a boxer and a jiu-jitsu specialist. He comes to us from Wilmington, North Carolina. He weighed in at 170.4 pounds. He has a professional MMA record of 1 win versus 1 loss, representing Port City Sports Performance and Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Robert Kirkpatrick.
The crowd showing a little disapproval of Nick's opponent.
And now, the gentleman standing to my right. This young man comes to us from Denver, North Carolina. He is a boxer and a wrestler. He had a special MMA amateur record of 9 wins versus only 2 losses. He makes his pro debut here tonight, and he is the former Fight Live amateur welterweight champion, representing on Saturdays, The Rock MMA and Renegade Fighting Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vanilla Gorilla, Nick Smith.
This crowd is electric.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, fans at home, can hear this, but it is, the crowd is going nuts here.
Donnie Jessup with the final instructions.
Yeah, these fans have been waiting for this moment for a long time. 10 amateur fights for Nick Smith.
Here we go with round number 1.
Both fighters taking a minute to feel each other out.
Trying to find that range. Nick steps in with a nice jab and an overhand, goes for the head kick.
Utilizing those pro rules early is Nick Smith.
Kirkpatrick looks like he's looking for the counter shot there.
Kirkpatrick's boxing looks sharp. His punches are straight, sharp. He's doing a good job countering off of Nick's punches right now.
He keeps throwing that right hand over the top of Nick's jab.
Good right hand by Nick Smith. Set it up with the jab.
Oh wow, both of them connect with, looks like both of them connected with a right hand.
Yeah, they traded right hands. Kirkpatrick looked to get the better of it. He's got Smith against the cage. He's got double unders.
It did seem to stumble Nick Smith a little bit there. Kirkpatrick getting the double underhooks. Looks like he's going for a body lock. Nick Smith is trying to keep those hips down to keep Kirkpatrick getting up underneath him. And now Nick establishes his own underhook.
And Kirkpatrick is cut.
Oh wow, that right hand that Nick Smith landed has caused a mouth and a cut over Kirkpatrick's left eye, excuse me.
Kirkpatrick gets the takedown.
Takedown on Smith, the outstanding wrestler. Smith, nice.
Now he's got to watch out for those up kicks. It looks like Nick is gunning for that eye, that cut underneath the left eye of Kirkpatrick.
Nick's very active off his back, attempted to sweep, and then it looked like he tried to set up an armbar. And now Kirkpatrick settles in with side control.
Now Kirkpatrick trying to drop some elbows there, do some damage, and Nick returns. Unfortunately, in this situation, even if Nick lands, the judges, most of the judges are going to consider, is going to look at Kirkpatrick as winning just because he's got dominant position.
Reaches in for the underhook there.
Goes to mount.
This is a very bad position to be under a guy this size. Well, Nick turns his back.
He's going for the body triangle. Smith's in trouble here. This is a very bad position for him. Kirkpatrick appears to be a very good grappler, and he's very, very big at 170.
He's running a little high here. Nick's going to try to jump out the back door.
It looks like Kirkpatrick actually chose to go for the armbar, and it's Nick's keeping him stacked. Nick's safe now. He pulls his arm out.
Well defended by Nick Smith.
Now Kirkpatrick, look, he's trying to set up a triangle, but Nick Smith is keeping his posture, keeping himself his back straight. Oh!
That was a knee to the head, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if his knee was off the floor or not when he threw it. It was a little hard to tell from our angle here, cage side.
That was very close. Nick anticipated Kirkpatrick getting up. It might have been a little early, but it's really hard to tell.
Donnie Jessup didn't see it, so maybe he saw something that we didn't.
Smith's got a standing guillotine here. He landed some shots. Another head kick.
Whether that knee was illegal or not, it didn't seem to affect Kirkpatrick too much.
Wow, you can't see it on the camera right now, but that eye of Kirkpatrick is a mess.
Wow. Oh, yeah, wow. It's really, he's got a nice mouse under his eye, and he's got a cut, looks like over the eyelid.
And Smith is teeing off on it.
You hear his corner, Nick Smith's corner right now, screaming for a straight right hand. They keep saying Kirkpatrick is dropping his left.
You probably can't see either.
Donnie Jessup calls time. They're going to look at the cut?
Yeah, they're bringing in the doctor to take a look at the cut, decide what they're going to do.
Oh, that's a nasty, nasty cut. His nasty cut and a nasty mouse.
Swollen very badly underneath as well.
From our viewpoint, we're seeing the opposite side of his face, but every so often he's turned his head just enough we can see it. We can't really hear what he's saying to the ref right now or the doctor, but if he tells the doctor he cannot see, they're going to call this fight.
And that happened from the right hand that they
definitely
early in the fight.
That was when they both exchanged right hands. He actually stunned Nick more and backed him up against the cage. But it looks like he took more actual damage as far as visible damage. It looked like it rattled Nick more, but he definitely took a cut. And I think a couple of those up kicks when Nick was on his back, Nick looks like he's waving off, like he's telling someone that they're calling the fight. I don't know if he officially knows that, if he's heard him say it, or he just thinks that.
Yeah, it's so loud here, we can't hear what's going on right now.
Smith's cauliflower ear is awfully badly swollen right now as well.
Reminiscent of Thompson and Kimbo Slice, yeah. If this fight does continue, that would be a target I think that Kirkpatrick should go for.
That's just cosmetics. It's not going to stop the fight like this eye here.
Actually, Michael Allen's coming in the ring. It looks like it might be over.
Yeah, they're calling it.
Wow. That was a very good fight.
This fight is halted. 4 minutes, 6 seconds into the first round. Your winner by TKO by Vanilla Nick Smith.
And there you have it. Nick Smith wins his pro debut. He'll go to 1-0. Kirkpatrick will drop to 1-2. Now, Kirkpatrick had Smith in some trouble in this fight. I think we're going to see a lot more of that gentleman. Good, young, talented pro. But Nick, the Vanilla Gorilla Smith, pleases his fans, pleases the crowd, gets the win. That was your main event of the evening. Fight Lab 26. You're watching MMA on the Rise.
And that'll do it for our show this week. Make sure to like us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, follow us on Twitter. We'll see you next time on MMA on the Rise.